Okay, let's start today's class and okay, and okay, before starting our class today and let's supplement about what we introduced yesterday. Okay, let's start the desktop first. Okay. And there are two tips of the desktop, and today I will introduce for you. And first of all, the first is that many JS software have their own data organization structure, like the workspace or data source, or in ArcGIS it has a .shp file format. So why do we use such a tree-like structure? So first of all, because it stores many spatial data sites in one data source. It's just like the in 来信昨天不是今天应该给他们出完了。Okay, I just to display this file. So, this is a workspace, and the data source includes a lot of the data sites. So, it stores many spatial data sites in the one data source. It's easy to manage and reduce the number of the files. So, and secondly, we can classify all data sites in a project into one data source for easy management, and you can add 2 or more projects of data sites to the workspace to operate or integrate multiple projects at the same time. And next is a tip that everyone needs to pay attention to. So when you want to send your work results to your colleague or your leaders, and what formats should we send? Okay, you need to send the workspace and the data source to others. For example, we Hey, hello everyone. Okay, and let's start the file at the data. Okay, let's start the file of the data that we send you by the email, and in the maybe in the making professional quality maps making professional quality maps, and there have the workspace and data source. So if you want to send your project to your partner, you should send both the workspace and data source. So you should send this file to your partner or to your colleague. Okay, so you should send the whole file to your partner. Okay, and that is two tips that we introduced today. Okay. And let's start today's class. The coordinate system in the JS software. Okay. And so first, there are some knowledge for the coordinate system. The Earth is round, that is, the surface is covered with ocean water and atmosphere. And in fact, the Earth is an irregular ellipsoid with a slightly convex equator and slightly flattened poles. And in GIS, we use a regular and quantifiable ellipsoid to simulate the Earth, and then establish the spherical coordinate system to express any points on its surface with the longitude and latitude. And however, as the ellipsoid which defines the rules is different, so countries and regions will also offset the ellipsoid based on this to make it match the local area as much as possible to reduce the errors. So therefore, there are many spherical coordinate system in GIS software. Okay, and that's how use the latitude and the longitude to express a certain point. But because the definite the ellipsoid parameters are different, so the latitude and the longitude values of the same place is in different geographic coordinate system are also different. Okay, so that is the coordinate system in the SuperMap iDesktop. Okay, they are not only the geographic coordinate system, but also have the projected coordinate system or planar coordinate system. So, how to see the coordinate system in the iDesktop? Okay, let's start it at desktop, and let's okay, and let's start the data source in the tab of the start and in the group of the data source, and let's click the file and let's open a data source. Okay, and click the coordinate system in JS software. Okay, and choose the coordinate system .udb. Okay, and the coordinate system data source has been Okay, the coordinate system data source has been added to our workspace manager, and let's right-click the Shanxi region dataset. Right-click it and click the properties. Click the properties. Okay, and they are a flow window on the right, and let's click the coordinates. Okay, we can see this dataset's coordinates on the right. Okay, let's see. It's a WGS 1984. Its coordinates is a WGS 1984. Okay, and that's this dataset's coordinates. And let's look like the coordinates of our desktop. We can click the Reset Coordinate System, click it, and click the More Coordinate System. Okay, and we can see the coordinate system setting window on our screen. Okay, click this, reset the coordinate, and click more. And you can see the planar coordinate system and the geographic coordinate system. Okay, and the projected coordinate system. Okay, and now I will introduce you how to set the coordinate system. Okay, and this. Okay. Data source, data site, and maps have their own coordinate system, and we can view their coordinate system information by right-click the data source or data site, and click the properties and to see the tab of the coordinates. And a newly created dataset has the same coordinate system with its data source by default. And the coordinate system of a new map is identical to the first dataset added into it. So let's do some exercise to realize these two sentences. So first, create a new data source to see what its default coordinate system is. Okay, let's start. Create a new data source to see what its default coordinate system is. Okay, let's start. Okay. Right-click the data source, right-click the data source, and click the new file data source. The new file data source. And let's choose the file directory. Okay, and I choose the coordinate system in JS software and click coordinates. You're searching for history light. Hi. Hi. Is you? Well, okay. Do you? Click there? Huh? So you don't know how to how to operation? Yes. We are learning the information. Okay. We are learning it right now. If you can wait for 5 minutes, we can follow the exercise. Okay. Okay. So Let's repeat it. Repeat this step. And right-click the data source.
I understand what you are doing.
Okay, okay.
I am saying if you can wait 5 minutes.
Okay, okay.
We are downloading.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we will.
So if you can wait, we can follow you in the exercise. Right?
Okay, okay, okay. So we can back in 9 o'clock. Okay. In 9 o'clock.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
hour 9. Okay, okay. Yes,
Thank you.
is now it's 8:57. Okay. Okay, okay. Okay. 早上才发哦，明白了。好的。嘿嘿。是不是？对。岗位上整理一下。So everybody are all ready? Okay, okay, thank you. And so, everybody are all ready, and okay, let's start. Okay, so first we should create a new data source, create a new file data source, and choose a file directory. And I choose a coordinate system in software in this file, and I will create a new data source. Okay, and click name. Create coordinates. Okay, and click the save. Click the save button to save the data source, and the new data source coordinate will be created in our workspace manager. Okay, and right click the coordinate data source. Right click this data source and click the properties. Click the properties to see what the coordinate system is. Okay, we can see when we create a new data source, its coordinates by default is a planar coordinate system, and it doesn't have the projection parameters. So the first exercise, create a new data source to see what default coordinate system is. It's a default system. Coordinate system is planar coordinate system. Okay, and next, create a new data set and set its coordinate system to be the same as the world Earth. Okay, the world Earth is in the coordinate system data source. Okay, so if you haven't opened this data source, you should open it. You can click the group of the data source and click the file. And this data source is in the coordinate system in JS software. It's in their file and the coordinate system. You can add it to our workspace. Okay, and let's see what coordinate system is of the world Earth. Okay, the world Earth coordinate system is WGS 1984. So let's set a new data set, and its coordinates is the same as WGS 1984. So first step, let's create a new data set. Right click the coordinate data set, and we can choose the new data set. Right click the coordinate data set and choose the new data set, the first new data set. Okay, let's create a new data set. We can choose the type of the data set. Okay, let's choose the region or whatever you want. Okay, and you can input the data set name, and we can add to a new map. Okay, and there are some parameters you can choose. So we can create this new data set. Okay, a new region has been created, and let's see what's coordinate is. It's a planar coordinate system, and we want to set the coordinate system is the same as the world Earth, so we can click the reset coordinate system in the left corner, up left corner of this flowing window, and we can click the reset coordinate system and click the more. Okay, and we can find the 1984 WGS 1984. Okay, there have the WGS 1984, and we can apply it. Or okay, and let's do it. Okay, we can see there are WGS 1984 that we set. Okay, and there have another method to do it. We also can copy coordinate system. Okay, we can click the copy coordinate system. Click the copy coordinate system, and we can choose from the data source. We choose the coordinate system data source, and choose from the data set. We should use the world Earth data set to copy the coordinate system. And we can see there have its information of this system, and we can click OK to click this system. Okay, that's the two methods to set the coordinate system. Okay, and we also can create a new map and add the new data set into it and check the coordinate system of the map. Okay, let's create a new map. How to create a new map? We can right-click the maps in the workspace. Right-click the map and click the new map. click the new map to click this new map, and there have the window that we can choose the data set we want to display in the window. So we can choose the world Earth. Yes, we can choose the world Earth to add the window. It's in the coordinate system data site. It's just we use the data site, the world Earth, and okay, the world Earth is added to the map window, and let's see what data set of this map. What's coordinates of this map? Okay, let's see. Uh, oh, it's in the map properties is in the map, the tab of the map, and in the properties group, and we can see the map properties in the upper red corner here, and their flow window map properties are open, and we can choose the tab of the coordinates. Okay, let's see it. The coordinate of this map. A coordinate system of this map is WGS 1984, and it's the same as the World Earth data site's coordinate system. Okay, that's three exercises that we do, and there are another tips about the coordinates. So let's right click the data size that I created. Right click it and click the properties, and we can see uh, the coordinates, and let's click the reset coordinate system. So if you want to reset the coordinate system of yours, and there also have the three methods to do it. And the first is the search the what's your coordinate system. So yesterday, and I have been asked what coordinate does you usually use. Okay, I have been searching it. Is this it? The CRGS, the coordinate system of it. Okay, if you want to search this coordinate system, and you can find this coordinate system in our at desktop. Okay, and let's search this name, or maybe they don't have so you can search the name, and if they don't have the name of the coordinates, you also can import the coordinate system or create a new coordinate system. So first, let's import coordinate system. You can click this import coordinate button. Okay, click this button, and we can choose okay. And yesterday I have been get the data from yours, maybe the South America, and we can choose this. So maybe this data you don't have, but you can use your own data to set it. So you can use a .shp file, and to copy this project, and you can reset the coordinate system. So this shape file should also have the .prg file, and you can do it. So let's try it and okay, and there there have the this coordinate system, right? And we are import this coordinate system. It's a successfully. Okay, and it's another method to create a new coordinate system. If you don't have the file about the coordinate system, the projection, and you can create the new coordinate system. Like if you want to create a geographic coordinate system, you can click it, and you can set the name or another paragraphs and the meridian uh to do. Okay, or you can create the projected coordinate system. Okay, create the projected coordinate system, and you can input the name and use some meridian and another parameters, and you can click next. And there also have some parameters you should input, like this, so many parameters. So you also can do it, or you can obtain by the EPSG encoding. Okay, and let's see what is this EPSG code is 31984. 31984. Let's input it. 31984. Okay, and when we what happened? Okay, it's it's a 31984, and when we input this EPSG code, then we can click OK. Okay, and through the EPSG code, and we also can create a new coordinate system. So, if you have your own coordinate system, and you can do it to reset it or import it. Okay, that's all, and let's apply it to C. Okay, is that okay? Let's do some something about the reset, the projection, and the registration. Okay, first, when we get the data, and the first thing we should check the coordinates of the data. So, okay, and we must and if you choose this data and and the okay. And so first, we should check the coordinates of the data. So if the coordinate value of the data is correct, or if the coordinate system of the value is correct. So when both are correct, so you can do the next step. You can do some analysis. So when the coordinate value are correct, and but the coordinate system information is not, so you can reset the projection. And when the coordinates of the data are not correct, so you should registration. Okay, and first, let's see when your coordinate system information is not correct. So how we can do. Okay, first, the projection settings. We can if your coordinate system is not correct, so you can right click the data site and click the properties and click the coordinate tabs and click the reset to reset the coordinate system. And for this step, yes, we have already done. And when the data in different coordinate system. So how to put two or more data sets in different coordinate system together. So if the data size is only used for displaying on the map, we can uh, we can do the dynamic projection. And let's see where is the dynamic projection. Okay, let's do some. We can see the Shanxi region data size. Its projection is WGS 1984, and the railway, the coordinate of the railway, its coordinates system is China 2000. So there have the different coordinate system, and let's add them to the map window. Okay, right click this to a data site and add to a new map. Add to a new map. Okay, let's add to the new map. Okay, they will prompt you, and the current map window data coordinate system is inconsistent. So rather to open dynamic projection. And you can click yes, or you can click no to see how to set it by yourself. So now let's click it no, and let's see it in the map properties. In the map properties, or let's see it or layer properties. Okay, let's see in the layer properties, and scale symbols, and there. Okay, in the map properties. Okay, if you want to set the dynamic projection, you can click the tab of the map and click the map properties, and you can enlarge this flowing window. Okay, and you can click the dynamic projection to see. No, the full extent. Okay, and you can see these two data sets are in the one layer. Yes, and you can see there have been the dynamic projection. Okay, this is that. If the data set only used for the displaying on the map, and you can set it the dynamic projection. And if the data set will be used for the data processing, for example, the appended row or overlay analysis or structure network and so on. So you can do the projection transformation. Okay, and let's do exercise to do it. And okay, the exercise is how many railways there are in the Shanxi province. So first step is a coordinate system transformation, and the second step is a spatial query. Okay, let's start this exercise. So are you ready? Okay, let's close this map window. And close all the map window. Okay. And so first, let's see the Shanxi province, the region datasite of the Shanxi province, and the railway datasite. Okay, and let's see the Shanxi region. Let's add it to the map, and it's Shanxi province. And let's see the railway map. We can right click and add to a new map. Add to this to a new map. Let's see. This is the railway of the China, and this is the Shanxi province, the region datasite of the Shanxi province, and there have okay, let's see it. Let's see, right click and click the properties. Let's see it's a coordinate system. And there have the different system. Okay, there have the different system. So first, let's do the coordinate projection. So in this step, we can't reset its coordinate system. We should do the projection transformation because we should transformation its projection. Okay, and let's click the Shanxi province region datasite. Click it and click the properties, and there will have the properties flowing window, and we should click the projection transformation. Click the projection transformation. Click it. So could you see it clearly? We can okay, we can click this projection transformation. Okay, and there will be a dataset, a projection transformation window there. And let's set the source data. So we should transfer the Shanxi to the railway. And let's choose the Shanxi and the target coordinate system. We should copy a coordinate system from the railway. So let's click the copy coordinate system. Click this. In the target coordinate system, let's click the copy coordinate system. Click this copy coordinate system, and from the coordinate system data source, and from the railway data site. Okay, choose the data source of the coordinate system and choose the railway data site. And they are the information of the projection coordinate system. It's a China 2000 of the software Mercator. Okay, and we are going to click OK. Click OK, and OK, and they are finished. We are finished this projection. Okay, and there also have the reference transformation setting. So and that is parameters from the transformation settings, and there have the Okay, and we can click the drop down button, and we can see some conversation method label, and there also have the three parameters and 7 parameters method to do some transformation settings, and we can click these settings, click the let's back it, click the reference transformation settings from the setting buttons. Okay, there can set the 3 parameters or 7 parameters to adjust your projection. Yes, we can set this projection to do the coordinates from your personality. Okay, and okay, we can see there are so many methods are commonly divided into the 3 parameters and 7 parameters, and okay, and let's see the 3 parameters. Okay, there have the offsets of the 3 parameters. And when the frame of the reference is current, and the simple conversation method is to the 3 parameters. And what is this 3 parameters? Uh, there includes the x, y, z, and they are directions of the translations. Okay, they are the directions of the translations, and the calculation of the 3 parameters conversation method is simple, and the accuracy is low, and it's generally used to convert between the different geocentrical space rectangular coordinate system. Okay, let's see the 7 parameters. The 7 parameters have the rotation, and its units of the second. Okay, so it's not only includes the direction of the translation, and it also includes the rotation parameters. And okay, and they also have the scale difference, and the units are the 1 in a million. Okay, and also have the scale difference. And in the about the 10 meters, there have the original coordinates. Okay, and you can import these parameters, and the extension name of this file is .ctp file. Okay, and you also can export these parameters. Okay, so let's do it by remain default, and let's convert it to the coordinate of the railway. Okay, we could back and click the convert. Okay, we can see there are new region data sites have been created, and you can add it to the new map, and you also can click it to see its coordinates, and this coordinate is the same as the railway's coordinate system. Okay, so let's add the railway coordinates to the current map. Okay, they are also have the okay, we can both see these 2 data sites. Okay, so first step, the coordinates transformation have done, and we are successfully for the coordinate transformation. And next step, we should do the spatial query. And we should the type of this query is interest. we can see that. Okay, we can see it in the we can see in the spatial query window, and we should do the intersect region line of the railway and the Shanxi province. And in this, we can do the operator is intersect and return the object in the search layer, and they are intersected with the searching object. So let's do it. Okay, and let's do the step 2. Okay, in the analysis, in the tab of the analysis, we can select the tab of the analysis, and in the group of the query, and we can see there have the spatial query, and click the drop down button, and we can click the 2D spatial query. Click this 2D spatial query. Okay, and there are 2 data sets that we can see, and we should click the railway data set. Click the railway data set, and they have the step I forget. So we should do some. Okay, and in this step, we should first to select a layer. So let's do it. We should select the Shanxi province. So we should right click the railway to unclick the selectable. So the railway can't selectable, and we should selectable the Shanxi province. And so right click the railway station, and we unclick the selectable. Okay, or you can click there. You can click there to, or you can click there to unselect this layer, and we should just do the Shanxi province can selector. Okay, and next we should click this in the upper left corner, and click this. Okay, we should click this button, select. Click this button and select by clicking and dragging. Okay, select this and let it to the select, and we should drag a window and select the Shanxi province. We just should click the left. Click the left and drag a window, and we can select this Shanxi province. Okay, when we select it, and we can spatial query. So click the special query, and you can see there have the searching layer. The searching layer is a Shanxi layer. Okay, so you should do that step, and you can you should select the Shanxi region data site, and click this. Click the railway dataset and choose the special query condition. Choose the intersect. Okay, choose the intersect, and we can set the attribute query condition. Okay, but in this exercise, we shouldn't set it. And okay, and we can do it by default, and we should click the save result and save. You can set the name or a data source. Okay, and okay, and let's do it. Click the query button. Click the query button. Okay, do this condition, do this method, and click this railway, and okay, and let's start it. Click the query, and then there will be attribute tables displayed in our desktop, and we can see they are the query result of they're the query result of our the railway and interact to the Shanxi province. Okay, you can see their road, their line in blue are our query results. Okay, look, okay. So it's right. Okay. Okay, and let's. Okay, this exercise is already, and okay, and our first class coordinate system in JS software is finished, and let's have a rest for the 5 minutes, and we will back in 5 minutes. Our time in 9:50, 9:50, and we will back. Okay. And if you have any question, you can ask me. Feel free. Okay. Okay. Hello everyone. 我怎么又得静音了？ Hello everyone. I'm back, and we are started at the data registration. Okay, let's start it at the data registration. So, data registration is the process of the correcting and transforming the spatial position of the source data, and it's according to the certain algorithm and a set of the control points. So there includes the source data and the result data and the control points. So that we mentioned in last class, and we know if the coordinate of the value is not correct, so we should do the registration. Okay, and there are 3 methods for the registration in desktop. And the first is the registration by putting the coordinates of the control points. And the second is the registration by picking control points from the reference layer. And the second is a batch fast registration. So, could you please mute your microphone? Okay. Is there?
Es el micrófono de Marino, ¿eh?
Oh, so who is? Okay. Okay. And the third is the batch fast registration. Okay, and let's do. This is a step of the first two method. The by putting the coordinates of control points and by picking control points from the reference layer. And first, we should create a new registration and select the reference data site. And it can be skipped. If you don't have the reference data site, you can skip this step. And you select the registration algorithm and pick or enter the control points and calculate the errors or execute the registration and finally reset the coordinate system. Okay, so let's start it at the first. And let's怎么总会有人在说话？搞笑。Okay, let's start it at do the data registration. Okay, let's start it at data registration.
I think his kid is playing. You can mute the microphone.
Okay.
You can.
Okay, I prepared it. Okay. Okay. Let's do it. How to use it? Okay. Okay, I have been moved to everyone, so okay. And if you have, if you want to say something, and you can, in the chat box. Okay, you can speak in the chat box or input some question. Okay, and first let's add the data site. Okay, and click the find the tabs of start and click the data source group and click the file and find the data registration the data that we send you. Click the data registration and click the registration file. Click the registration file. Registration, and we can find the Beijing.udb. Beijing.udb. Okay, let's add the Beijing.udb. And that is the map of the Beijing. In China. This is a map of the Beijing in China. And when we zoom in and in there, we can, if we zoom in, we can see that there have the coordinates on the map. For example, this point is 115 and 50. And this the y coordinates is no, the y is 115 and the x coordinates is 41. So we can find the control point and input the coordinates and to do the registration. So let's try it. Okay, so where is the registration? It's in the Start tab. It's also in the Start tab, the tab of Start. And in the Data Processing, there have the Registration button. And click the drop down button, click the drop down, and you can see the new registration. New registration, okay. And first, there you can select the registration data. We also select this map. Okay, I forgot to. Okay, I forgot to modify the name of this data set. So that means the Beijing administration division map. Okay, the Beijing map, and you can click next. Okay, because we don't have the reference data, so we can skip this step. We can directly click the finished. Directly click the finished. Okay, and so we can enlarge the registration layer and zoom in the layer, and we can add the control point. Okay, so we can choose the algorithm. We can see that choose the linear algorithm by default. So it at least have the 4 point to add the 4 control point at least. And for the method of the polynomial, it have the 7 control point at least. So in this example, we choose the 4, and you can choose any one as you need it. So we choose the linear. So we should add the 4 point at least. Okay, let's do it for the first. We can okay, let's add the control map and at the first point in the 150 and the 41 point. Okay, and let's add the second point. It's in the up corner, up right corner, up right corner. They have the point in the 117 .5 and 41, and we can click the peak and pick a point as a control point. Click this. Okay, and you can tap the A in your keyboard. Tap A and your mouse can become the pen. Okay, or you also can click this in the quickly access control. Okay, and we can find the third point. The third point in the bottom left corner, and we can add the control point. Okay, in the 117 and 90, 39. Okay, and find the fourth point. Okay, and in the bottom left corner, in the bottom left corner, we can choose the point 4. Okay, and we are finished to choose the 4 point. And the next step, we should tap the target point, the x coordinates and the y coordinates. So in terms of the first point, first coordinates, we can find the x of the coordinates is 1, 1, 5.5. Right? It's a 115.5 because this is a degree and second, so we should transform it. And the y, oh, x, y, yeah. No, x is 4, yeah, x, y. And y is 41. Okay, and okay, and the second point x is 137 the 5, and that is 41 is the same as the first point. Okay, and the third point is 117.5 and 39.5. Okay, and the third point we can find it's 105.5 and 39.5. Okay, so it's independent the coordinates of your country. So it's just a example. You can come with us, or you can do it by your data. So it's just a example. So okay, and the next step is we should calculate the error. Click the calculate error in the registration tab, and click this calculate error, and we can see the residual x, the residual and residual y, and in there is the residual, the overall residual, and it's 0.0 and blah blah blah. So it's good. So the arrow, and okay, and next step we should click the registration. And then click the source data site is a map of the Beijing, and data source and the result data site and data source. And we also can click the resample result, and it can make your map simply. Okay, and we can click OK to see the map of the Beijing. Okay, it's promote us. Did we want to build the image pyramid? Okay, it can improve our browsing efficiency, so we can click yes. Okay, that's the result of the registration for the first method. Okay, that's the first method, registration by putting the coordinates or control points. Okay, let's start it at the second, the registration by picking control point for the reference region. Okay, let's do this exercise. Let's do the registration for the forbidden city. That is the image of the forbidden city, and that is a result. as a result of the registration, the Forbidden City image. So we should first we should import the control point Excel as a point dataset, which will be reference dataset. And we can see the data we have. We can see that data in the data registration, and we have the control point, the Excel file. Okay, let's take a look at this file. So there have the four point, and there's a control point as the reference data set, and this 4 point is the corner of the Forbidden City. This 4 points is a corner of the Forbidden City, so we should use this 4 points to register our image. Okay, and let's start it. Okay, first let's see how to use it. Okay, first we should click the registration and click the registration by reference layer. And first we should click the pick point and click the first, second, third, fourth point, and click this 4 points in the reference layer, and calculate the error, and now and the next registration. Okay, okay, and let's start it with it. Okay, let's close this window. Don't save it. Close this window. Okay, and let's edit the Forbidden City in our window. Okay, click the file, click the data source, the group of data source, and click the Forbidden City. We can find in the data registration file, in the data registration, and choose the data source of the Forbidden City. Okay, add it to our desktop to the workspace manager, and right-click the Forbidden City, add it to map. Okay, that is the image of the Forbidden City, and you can. Okay, that is the control point that we have been import. So, do you guys remember the how to import data? In the Start tab, and click the Import Data, and click the where is Microsoft? Microsoft, we can click it, and find the super map cars, and find the data, find the control points, and edit them to import the spatial data. And longitude, we should choose X. Latitude, we should choose Y. And we should click this first row as a file info. Okay, click import to import this Excel data, right? Okay, and we can see the control point site. There have the four points, and we can see its properties to review the coordinates. Okay, there don't have the coordinate system, so let's do the data registration. It's in the tab of the start. In the tab of the start, and we can click the data processing group. the registration. In the data processing group, click the registration and click the new registration. And the data site is a forbidden city. We should registration the forbidden city and click next. Okay, let's select the reference data. And reference data is a control point, so we should add the control point. Add the control point to the reference data. Okay, repeat it. Click the add button and click the control point. Click the control point and click the OK. Click the OK. And the control point will add it to the reference data. And click finished. Click finished to the registration window will be displayed. Okay, and we can see the registration layer and the reference layer. Okay, so first let's check the algorithm. In this example, we should choose the linear algorithm. Okay, and so we should add the for control point. Okay, so first we can add the control point of the right upper corner, the upper right corner, and we can zoom in, and find the control point. Add control point by click left. Okay, and this is the first control point. And let's do the second control point. Click pick and click this upper left corner, the left corner of the forbidden city. Click this forbidden city. Zoom in. Okay. Click this. Okay. And this is our second point. And you can you can type the A in your keyboard to transform your mouse. Okay, and click the pick to pick the third control point. Zoom in, and click this. Okay, click the third. Okay, and click the first. Next, click the first control point and click there to registration. Okay, and in the registration layer, we are finished to add the control point, and we can right click to end. Okay. Hey, and next we should add the control point in the reference layer, and we should do the same like in the registration layer. So the first point is the upper left corner, so we should click this point. Okay. The first point is the upper left corner, and the second point is the upper right corner. Click the second point and click the third point in the bottom right corner. In the bottom right, click as the third control point. Okay, click the first control point. Okay, so that's 4 points that we finished the pick. And right click to end cell. In the registration layer and the reference layer, we have finished to add the 4 point to registration. And now, next step, what should we do? We should calculate the error. Calculate the error in the registration tab and in the operation group. You can click the calculation error. Click it. Okay, we can see uh the arrow is low, is small. It's a 0.0000. Okay, it's a good arrow. Yeah, and okay, so it displays residual x and residual y and RMSE to calculate your error. And then we should registration. The registration, it clicks the registration button in the option group. The registration button in the option group registration. Okay, and then it will promote the registration results setting, and you can click the resample results, and it can make your map or simply. Okay, and we can click or we can don't click. Okay, and in this example, we don't click it and click OK. Click OK to do the registration. Click OK. Okay, there will be Forbidden City Adjust 1 have been done, and we can add it to a new map. And it will also promote you. Do you want to build the image pyramid? You should click yes. It can improve your browsing efficiency. Okay, click yes. Okay, there is a result of the Forbidden City, and let's check this in the PowerPoint. It's a little remotion, and we can see maybe it's a good registration. Okay, and this is the registration of the second method. Of the second method, the registration by picking control point from the reference layer. Okay, and the third is a batch fast registration. Okay, if we have a lot of the data to registration, and if we use method 1 or method 2, they're so slow, and it's we will do many things for it. So if we have the fail of the registration, and we can do the batch fast registration. Okay, so how to do it? In there, steps of the batch fast registration. Okay, first load the source data, and second, we should do the fast registration, and we just should add the data size and select the registration file and execute execute the registration and reset the coordinate system. So first, this is our registration, and we can click this registration file. So if you don't have a registration file, you can export a file from your registration that we have done, and if you have file, you can use it. And that's how to export the registration information in the registration tab and in the group of the registration information, and you can click the export. Click this export to export the registration file. Okay, click export and choose the file directory you want to leave. Okay, I want to choose the data registration, and you can input the file name, registration file of Forbidden City. Okay, registration of the Forbidden City, and its intention name is .drfu. Okay, and click save. This button means save. Save it. Okay, and the registration file have been saved. Okay, we can see. Okay, there registration file by the of the Forbidden City. Okay, and let's start it at the batch registration, the fast registration. So, in the Start tab, we should click the Start tab. And in the data processing group, just click the registration, and there have the fast registration. Click the fast registration to do the batch registration. Okay, click the fast registration, and in there we can click the registration file. Click the file that we have set up it. Okay, registration file of Forbidden City, and click the open. Okay, click open and click OK. Or you can also do the resample results. Click OK. Okay, that's you also can add some another. Okay, you also can add some another data site to do the fast registration. Yes, we just have the one data site, and you can also add there is so many data sites to registration this file. Okay, and that is the fast registration, the batch of fast registration. Okay. Okay, and the registration of our course is finished. Okay, data registration of this is finished, and is 10:27. Okay, let's directly start our third class. Causes there don't have any time, so let's directly start at our 1, 2, 3, 4 the third class, making professional quality maps. Okay, let's start as making professional quality maps, because we also have the organization and the application of 3D data, so we should do it directly. Okay, and let's start it as making professional quality map. Okay, let's start it. Okay, and let's start it. It's making a professional quality map, and let's see the a complete A complete 2D map is composed with general layers and semantic layers. And so today I will show you how to make the 2D map. So that is map configuration steps, and there are the workflow of the make a semantic maps. Okay, and the first two step is we have already introduced it by our last course for the add data to the map window and the adjust the order of the layers. So the first step is we should import our data, and the second step is we should do some data processing, like the data registration or projection, transformation, or something else. So if we get the data, the first step we should do some data processing. Okay, and the next that we will introduce you in this class, set general layer style and create the semantic map layers. Okay, and then we should do something to make our map layer best. So we should fix map scales and mapping for scales. And the last step is save map and workspace. Okay, that's the semantic maps that we can done. And a desktop supports to make the following semantic maps: the unique value map and ranges map and label matrix map, dot dynasty map and graduate symbols map and graph map. Okay, so for the unique values map, and uh, it's this serious map are support to do some region division map. If we want to do the region division map or land use map, we can use this unique value maps. Okay, for the ranged map, and the ranged map are used to reflect the number or the degree characteristics of the continued distribution phonema. Yes, the continued distribution phonema, so such as the distribution of the precipitation and the distribution of the soil erosion in density. So if you want to do the distribution of the precipitation map, and you can use the range map. Okay, for the label map, the label semantic map use the labels to display some important attributes of the data, so such as the area names and the river names. So if you want to add the country name or the river name, and you can use the label semantic maps. Okay, for the dot dynasty semantic maps. Okay, this map uses the dots of the certain size and shape to represent the distribution range and quantitative characteristics and distribution density of the phenomenon. For example, the classification of the food production and the GDP map or the population. So if you want to display a certain size and the shape, you should you should do the dot dynasty maps. Okay, for the graduated symbol map. Graduated symbol map is same as the dot dynasty map. Yeah, it's also is mostly used on map with quantitative characteristics such as classify the food production and GDP and population, and you also can use a graduated map and graph map. Graph map reflects the size of the semantic value by drawing a graph map for each element or record. So if you want to use the graph to display the size or some semantic value or some elements, you can use the graph map. Okay, and there's a grad unique value map and grad range map. The grade unique value map is to classify the pixel with the same attribute value into the category and set a color for each category to distinguish the different categories. And for the grad range map, it's generally used to reflect the number or the degree characteristics of the continual distribution phonema. For example, if we want to do the national precipitation distribution map, we can use this grade range map. Okay, so let's do the let's start it as a semantic map. So when we want to do the semantic map, we should set the general layer style first. So there are two methods to set the general layer styles. The first is click the marker symbol or the line symbol or the fill under symbol to do. So it's in the menu and we can select the proper symbol for the layer. And the second method is select layer and right click it and we can see the layer style. So let's have a look at it. Okay, let's close this window. And going to close this window. Close this window, okay. And yesterday I have got the data of yours of the South American data. Okay, let's add this for the example. Okay, so first we should import this data. So this data maybe we don't give you, but you can use your data to do this step. It's okay, and in the South America, okay, and we should import this .shp format and click the import and add it to the new map. Okay, it's the South American region, the region of the South American, and how to set the layer style. We can right click the layer in the layer manager. Right click the layer and choose the layer style. And there we'll have the flowing windows on the right. And there are style flowing windows. And you can choose the style of the region in there. And you also can choose the color of the foreground. We can choose the blue or what else you want. Okay, and we can choose the line in Okay, we can customize the line. Okay, we can click the drop button and click the customize. There will there will be display the line symbol selector, and we can see the okay we can see in the basic line. Click the basic line group and click the administrative boundary, and you can choose whatever you want. So I wanted to choose this special administrative boundary. So maybe it's a standard of the boundary. So it is in administrative boundary and in the last group and in the special administrative boundary. You can click OK. Click OK to see. Okay, there are the line style of this layer. Okay, so that's the first method to set the layer style, and the next method is the style settings of the tab. The tab of the style settings, and we can set the line symbol as there and set the fields symbol as there. Okay, so that is the layer symbols, the layer styles. Okay, this is the layer styles. That's the first step. Okay, the next step we should create the semantic map layer. We should create the semantic map layer. So for the semantic map, we want to do the population density map. Okay, so the first we should select the layer and click the tab of the semantic mapping and select the semantic map type. And the second method is select the layer and right click this layer and find the create semantic map. So that's a two method, and let's do it. I'm going to add to a new file, and we want to and I'm going to okay, in the making professional quality map, making professional quality map, double click it, and I'm going to add this data source, cause there have the dynasty, there have the population and the area attribute table. So it can use the population dynasty semantic map. And we can choose this. Okay, choose. So we add the US. We add the US data site. And okay, let's let's add the workspace of the US. Okay, so let's do it. I'm going to add the workspace, the US workspace. Okay, find the making professional quality maps and find the US workspace, cause we should use this workspace to store our map. Our map can't store as a data source, so we should open the workspace to store the maps. Okay, click the US workspace, and we don't save these changes. Okay, and then we are going to open the US workspace, and there are so many data sites in our data source. And let's take a look. We can drag the states to our map window. Okay, there's a region of the North America and okay, let's create the thematic map layer. Okay, the first method is right-click the layer manager. Right-click the layer manager, and find the create thematic map. Find the create thematic map. Right-click the layer and find the create thematic map. Create the thematic map. Okay, there are so many thematic maps we can choose, and I have been introduced you how to use this thematic map. Okay, so for this exercise, we want to do the population density thematic maps. So we should use the range maps. Okay, we can select the range maps and select the default. Select the range maps and click the default. Okay, click the default and click OK to create a range thematic maps. Okay, click OK. Click OK to create a range thematic maps. And then there have the parameters and we can set. Okay, and let's look like how to set these parameters. Okay, we can see that. Okay, first we should set the expression, and the expression is the pop attribute table, the pop attribute field, and divided by the SM area. Divided by the SM area and multiple by the 1 million. 1 million, okay? And multiple by the 1 million. And the method, we should choose manual. And the interval is 41.05. And for the range, we should set this style. So let's do it. Okay, and we can. We can. I'm going to set this parameters. Okay, first we should set the expression, and we can choose the attribute field in this drop down button, or we can set the expression of our attribution field. So let's repeat it. Click the drop button of the expression and select the expression. Maybe in the bottom. In the bottom, click the expression. Okay, it will have the circle expression window. Okay, let's find the pop divided by the SM area. Let's find the field name of the pop. Okay, in there. Can double click the pop. So first we am going to delete the input. Okay, double click the pop. Double click this field name. Double click it, and we can click the operators of the divided by. Click the divided by and click the SM area. SM area. Click the pop field and click the divided by and click the SM area. Okay, and click the multiple by, just one click. Click the multiple by and input the 1 million. Input the 1 million. 1 million. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, input the 1 million. Okay, that's all circle expression, SQL expression. Okay, this is a SQL expression and click OK. Okay, this expression is to calculate the pop density. It's a population divided by the area and multiple the 1 million. That is a pop density and click OK. To calculate the pop density. Okay, and for the method, we should choose the manual row. Choose the manual row, okay? And for the interval, we can click this, okay, to the 41.05. 41.05. Okay, and there will have the 10 ranges. And we should. And I'm going to modify this range. I'm going to modify this range reference by our PowerPoint. Okay, could everyone see this PowerPoint? Okay, and we should type the 2 and 5 and 10 and 16 and 25, 40, 60, 85, and 120. Okay. Our range is 2, 5, 10, 16, 25, 40, 60, 85, and 120. Okay, that's all parameters we are going to set. And now we can set the color scheme. Okay? And I'm going to set the color scheme. And we can set the color that we have. We can click this for range map. They also have so many types of color scheme we can choose. For example, for DM, for NDVI, or something else. Okay, and if they don't have the color scheme you want, you can customize by yourself. Okay, you can click the customize by yourself. You can in the color scheme actor, you can add color, and you can click add color, and there will be 2 color. Okay, and there will display the 2 color, and double click the first color, and you can select the color, or you can use the pick color. It's just like the Microsoft of the Word. Okay, you can click the pick color and pick a blue. Okay, and double click the second color. You can pick a red. You can click the light blue, and can click OK to use this. Okay, it's not good, so I wanted to use the ranges map, and you can use the color whatever you like. Okay, and this is the one I choose. I choose for the ranges map. For the ranges map, and in the bottom, the ZR altitude 3. Okay, I choose the bottom color. And I choose this color, and okay, and now our range schematic maps is finished. Okay, and now our range schematic maps is finished, and okay, and that is the parameters we set, and you can take a photo or something else. Okay, and now let's do something better for our schematic maps. The first step is fix the map scales. Okay, the first step is fix the map scales. Okay, the fix map scales is in the map properties and bounds, and fill scale, fix scale, and set scale. Okay, let's find it in the map properties. Okay, map properties in the tab of the maps. The maps tab, you can click the maps tab, and in the group of the properties, we can click the map properties. And in the tab of the bounds, we can set the fixed scale. Okay, we can set the fixed scale and click the set scale button. Click the set scale button, and I'm going to set the fixed scale of this map. Okay, let's add scale. As a first scale is 1. Okay, 70. Okay, 2 0 0 0. Okay, that's our first scale, and we can add scale, and it will be the style of the first scale. Okay, and the second is 100,000. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's set the third scale and the first scale. Okay. It's same as our PowerPoint. Okay, let's click OK. So set the first scales and click OK. And you can click the plus button, and we can see the map are displayed in the fixed scale. Okay, that's the step of the fixed map scales. Okay, next we should mapping for scales. We can set the max scale and the minimum scales, and this is in the mapping and mapping for scales. Let's find it in the tab of the maps, and we can find the mapping group, and we can click the drop button to find the mapping for scales in the advanced mapping, and there have the mapping scales button. Click this, and we can set the mapping for scales. We can set the schematic map data are to set the minimum scale and the max scale. Okay. Okay, and we can set the max and minimum scales of our map. Okay, maybe it can improve the browsing essentially, and it will be simpler for our map. Okay, and the last step is save map and workspace. So how to save map and save workspace? That's a very important operation of our project. So first, save map. We can right-click the map window. Right-click the map window and save map. Let's take a look. Okay, there are our map window, and in the map window, right-click in our map window, and there have the save map or save map as. Can click the save map as, and there have been we can input our map name. Can input the Pop Dynasty thematic maps. Okay, Pop Dynasty. Okay, and in the group of the maps, our map is saved in our maps group, map source. Okay, and uh, but we can't just save map. We also should be save the workspace. So the map is stored in the workspace, and when we open the workspace, so we can see our map. And how to save the workspace? In the Start tab and in the Workspace group, and click Save. So in the Start tab, click the Start tab. Click the Start tab and click Save in the Workspace group. Click Save in the Workspace group, and it will be save your workspace, right? Okay, and let's see the result of our map. And we can see there are so many country name of our thematic maps. So how to set this name? Okay, so could you remember the could you remember the label thematic map? Okay, right click the states R. Right click the states R and choose the create thematic maps. Choose the create thematic maps and choose the label map. Label map and click the uniform. Click the uniform and click OK. And choose the expression. Okay, expression is a state name, and there will be realize the state name of the North American, and we can set the styles of this label. Can set the font. Can set the Times New Roman. Where is ST? Okay, Times New Roman. We can set this font, and we can set the elegant element, I'm going to choose the top center. I'm going to choose the top center, and we can size the font size and something else. And I want to check the plot. Okay. Okay, that's how to set the level of your schematic map. Okay, and that's our the map map quality, making the quality map of the professional quality map. So let's start at the next class, the 3D sign. Okay, let's start it next class, our last class today, the organization and the application of 3D data. Okay, the last class, organization and application of the 3D data. So, that's our content. So, did everyone remember the data structure of our software? It includes it is a tree-like structure, and the workspace corresponds the root node, and it includes the data source, map, layout, and sign. And this class we will introduce you and the resource. And for the sign, it includes the sign layer, general layer, and the theorem layer. And so many this type of layer can consists the sign. Okay, so 3D sign uses the visualized technology to simulate the various geographic features and their spatial relationships in the real world. And it includes a plane sign and a spherical sign. Spherical sign. Okay, and in this part we can see in our data in our iDesktop. Okay, I'm going to close out the window and add the workspace of the 3D sign. We can find a workspace in the workspace group and add the data of the organization and the application of 3D data. Click the organization and the application of 3D data and click the 3D sign and find the 3D sign.smw. Find the 3D sign of .smw. So we can see there have many data source maps and signs. Okay, and if you right click the signs, you can create the new plane sign and the new spherical sign. So the 3D sign includes these two signs. Okay, and now let's look at the plane sign. That is, the surface of the Earth is spread out into a plane to load and display features. And the plane coordinate system data and projection coordinate system are supposed. And to display the ocean, atmosphere, and graticular or the graticular level are not supported. So, in terms of the spherical sign, the spherical sign simulates the surface of the Earth with a sphere. So let's look at Let's create the new spherical sign. Right-click the signs and choose the new spherical sign. Choose the new spherical sign, and they are our Earth on our screen, and we can drag our mouse or click our middle button of our mouse, and we also can control with this. Okay, you can try it to control this Earth, to control our Earth. Okay, and you also can find a data set. Like you can choose the word data set of the word data source. Choose the word and can drag this word, and we can look at what happened. Okay, a 2D data set will display to our Earth. Okay, that is vector data, and that what is a software sign, and create a new plane sign. Okay, you can click your middle mouse button and to rotation your sign to look at what is a plane sign. Okay, next we can browsing the 3D sign. I'm going to browsing the 3D sign. We can use compass, keyboard, or mouse to browsing the 3D sign, or we can control the display sign elements, or browse features, properties, or measure in sign. Okay, let's browsing a 3D sign. Okay, let right click the CBD. Right-click the CBD sign and open this sign. Okay, let's look at what is a CBD sign. This is the CBD in the Beijing, China. Okay, that is a CBD sign. And let's look at this sign, and we can drag our mouse to control it, or use this control this sign. Okay, that's a little slow, and we can mirror in the sand. So there are so many analysis in our control area, so we can click the mirror group of the distance, click the mirror group of the distance, and click the distance to mirror this 3D sign. Okay, and it will display the meters of this line. Okay, and right click to end the measurement. Okay, next, there are so many 3D layer. So how to import this type of 3D layer? So let's start it with that. Okay, this is an exercise that to import the 3D layer in the desktop. From from the map to model OSGB and image dataset and KML file. Okay, so first let's add the map to our sign. Okay, it's just like this. It's just like this. So it's at the fail, you just should click one dataset and drag it into our software. Okay, you just should do this, and you can add the map to our 3D sign. Okay, next, the model. Like the model, like the BIM model. You also can add some BIM model to our sign. Okay, I'm going to close this window. Close this window and close it. Okay, and let's create a new sign. Let's create a new spherical sign. Create a new spherical sign, and we can choose out of this BIM model. Choose out of the BIM model and right click it. Right click it. Add to a spherical sign, or you can drag it to our sign. Okay, and you should to right click a layer. Right click a layer to zoom to layer. Okay, this will be a BIM model displayed in our desktop. We can rotation this, and it's a very detailed model, and we also can look at the sign of the indoor. Okay, and that is a BIM model that we can display it. Okay, that's how the BIM model to import our at desktop. Okay, we just should drag it to our new spherical sign. And next is OSGB catch. OSGB. Okay, let's look at the OSGB that we already sent to you in the organization and application of 3D data. There have the file of the OSGB, and we can see in the tile 008006, and there are so many OSGB file to convert the .s3m file, and that is the file of the compressed. So if you get a OSGB file, and you should convert it to the compress a .scp file and to add to our sign. Okay, and let's do it in the 3D data. Okay, we can select the tab of the 3D data, the 3D data tab, and in the OBQ photograph, we can find the config file. Yes, that's how to import the OBQ photograph. Okay, and we can click the config file. Click this and select the generate config file. Okay, and we should choose that OSGB file in the organization and OSGB. Choose this tile 008006. Okay, in the source data, and click this button and choose the tail 008006 file. The folder. Choose this folder and click yes. Click yes. Okay, and in there we can set its a projection. We can set the projection or we cannot set it. Or there also can set the projection coordinates from the 7 parameters or 3 parameters. Yeah, so let's do it by default, and it installed in the OSGB, and its name is a config. Let's click OK to do the config file, and it promote us, it recommend that compress texture. Okay, we click yes. And we can see there has a promo window. We are successfully to to do the SCP file. Okay, and now let's create a new spherical sign. Right-click the sign and click the new spherical sign. Click the new spherical sign and right-click the general layers in the layer manager. Can zoom in it and in the layer manager. In the layer manager, right-click the general layers. Right-click the middle one, and we can add OSGB catcher layer. Add OSGB catcher layer. Okay, let's find that .scp file in the OSGB, and there have the config.scp. Okay, click this and open it. And we can find the oblique photograph.scp add to our sign, and right-click this and click zoom to layer. Click this. Okay. Let's look at it. Jump to layer. Zoom to layer. Okay. Okay, let's add another OSGB to look at it. This is the file that I do it yesterday, and let's double click it and find, is this to zoom to layer? Okay, let's look at it. Let's look at zoom to layer. Okay. Let's look at it. Zoom to layer. Oh, that is the word of the OSGB, and let's look at this. Find it. Okay, let's do it again and look at what what parameters does we don't set. Okay, click the 3D data and click the config file, and we should do it again too. We can click the OSGB, and that is the keyboard, find the root node. Okay, and click this, and maybe we should set its coordinates. Okay, click OK and click. Okay, and right click and add the OSGB. Click the config and zoom it to the layer. Okay, so how to where is our data? I have done it yesterday, and let's look at the simple data. So I have a simple data in the file, and let's find the simple data. Okay, and the simple data is in the software and the super map. The simple data in 3D, and there have the OSGB. Okay, and they are tiled. Okay, let's copy this simple data to our folder. Find our folder to look at this. If this can work, course content data, and paste this data to our folder. Okay, and let's do it again. Okay, 3D data, and click the config data and click the general config data and find the OSGB in the Mexico, and in the data click the OSGB, click yes, and find it in the results data site. The data OSGB, click yes. Okay, and we can directly click OK and click yes. And we can click the new spherical window, and right click the general layers and add the OSGB catch layers. Click the data, click the file of data and OSGB and config. And let's look at this. Okay, it's the same as this layer. So maybe my computer have some wrong. So let's look at this this workspace, the masai.smw. So that is the OSGB data file, and we can see that workspace. No, and we can open it in this. Open this. Okay, this two data is the same data. Yes, that is the same data of I give you. Okay, and open sign. Oh, I understand it. So we can open it in our original file. Super map, single data, and 3D OSGB site. No. Okay, let's look at this. Okay, it don't have the data source. So let's look at the data that I have done. Okay, and map course Mexico and content data test in the original and OSGB. Okay, and let's look at the in this sign, and I will add to the OSGB file to find the data that I have done. Okay, course Mexico, and no, click the cross content data OSGB, and okay, data test. That's the folder I have tested yesterday, and organization OSGB, and we can add the config to see. Zoom to layer. Okay. Okay, I don't know why. So this step I will introduce you the next day. Okay, tomorrow I will give you some display, or okay, and next we should look at the image data set and KML file. Okay, let's start at the image data set and SK and the KML file. So I have been open the 3D data 3D and open the 3D sign. Okay, and let's first let's add the DM to our signs. And as a DM, we just right click the DM, and add to it to the new spherical sign. Add it to a new spherical sign, and add it as a terrain and image. Click OK. Okay, and right click the DM and zoom to layer, and we can rotation it and zoom in it we can see it's a high and it's independent, it's a pixel, and it's a raster value to display the tearing layer. Okay, that is a way to import the DEM layer. Just right-click the DEM and add it to the new spherical sign. Okay, and next is the KML. How to import the KML file? Click the new spherical sign, and in the tab of the signs, we can click the KML file and click the load KML. Click load KML to import a KML file. Okay, there have the 2015 Beijing subway KML. Can double click this and right click the layer and zoom to layer. Okay, that is the KML file of the Beijing Metro, Beijing subway. Okay, and that is a way to import the KML file. And okay, that is the tearing cat, and that is 3D flying, and let's do a exercise of the 3D flying. Okay, and in our desktop, and we can open the CBD sign. Open the CBD sign, and in the file manager, in the file manager tab, we can find the file manager tab, and we can open the file of the fly route, or we can create a new fly route. Okay, we can click the new, and there will display a flowing window on the right, and we can click this. We can click this button to add the flying point, and we can do the fly to see the flowing point. Okay, and I have prepared the fly route to give you the fly routes.fpf in the organization and application of 3D data. Click this fly route and open it, and it will load the fly route. Okay, and we can click fly to start the fly route, and we can click the speed up, speed down, and something else. Okay, click fly to look at the fly route. Okay, why does we use this fly route? If you want to display to your partner or your leader, and you can use this fly route to display the R 3D sign to your partner. Okay, and that is a fly route. And okay, let's look like the fly route, the how to set the fly route. So first you can click the new button, and there will the window, and click the add route button or add flying route button, and you can set these parameters like the camera's latitude, longitude, and altitude, and heading, and so on, and set the speeding setting in there, and click there to fly, to stop or pause, And you also can set some parameters of the option groups, like the show styles or show rules, and or something else. So that is how to do the 3D flying. And that's so many 3D applications. And you can this applications is based on the Chinese, so you can find some in some another language application look at. So this so we are finished today class, and there are some training course in our YouTube, and there are some training course. Our YouTube is Supermap.js, and you can subscribe us. And there are some training course in our website, and there are some accounts, and you can follow us from this account. And thank you. So today's class is a finishing, and if you have any question, you can tell me. And so okay, and I will reset mode. Okay, if you have question, you can